Good morning. My name is Miles Taylor. Next year, I will be attending the United States Coast Guard Academy. My experiences with Indian Hill Church have been a foundation for my development as a Christian and as a person. My family started coming here when I was in primary school, as this was the perfect church for us, because we are a half Presbyterian, half Episcopal family. My mom ended up getting a job as a Christian educator, and we have attended here ever since. Growing up in a dual-denomination church has been fundamental in my faith. Most Christians never see more than one denomination, and probably don't alternate their denominations every other week. In addition to our two denominations, I've seen multiple other views through various Christian organizations. As a result, I've developed my faith based on multiple Christian perspectives and have emphasized the commonalities between them all. The most important ones I've found, and that I value the highest in my faith, are building an inclusive community and spreading God's love through service. What I love about this church is that we make a conscious effort to constantly improve on both of these. In regards to community, our church excels at using our various spiritual gifts in worship. I don't just mean as in our Sunday worship. In the reading today, we looked at Romans 12, where Paul talks about faith as an active practice. The start of Romans 12, before the reading, it tells us to offer our bodies as a living sacrifice. And this is what our true and proper worship is. Our worship should not be contained to one day, but we should live to serve God in all aspects of our lives. This also leads the way to the passage we read, which emphasizes using our individual gifts to worship God. Paul tells us to find our gifts and to use these gifts in our worship. When our youth group went to South Dakota, we did exactly this. Each day, we were split into small groups and completed our own unique tasks. Each task required different skills and different knowledges. For example, my group's last day was skirting a trailer. Skirting a trailer involves building a protective barrier in between the ground and the floor of the trailer. People do this to give a layer of insulation against the wind and the cold. We split our group up so there were people prepping the frames, cutting the siding, and attaching the siding and the frames to the trailer. Each task required a different skill and a different knowledge. Each task would also have much less purpose without the others. Siding without a frame would not hold on and would fall off the trailer. Framing without siding would not insulate the trailer, and nothing would get accomplished if neither got attached to the trailer itself. Our community is much like the siding of a trailer. Our individual abilities do not define our church. What defines our church and Christianity as a whole is our ability to come together and to serve our greater purpose. We would be nothing without each other, and would not be able to achieve most of what our church has done without the combination of all of our gifts. I personally am extremely grateful for the support this church has given me for my entire life. This church has been monumental in my development as a Christian, and very influential to the choice I've made to attend the Coast Guard Academy. Most importantly, my work at the church has shown me the importance of serving others. When I was deciding on where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do, serving others was constantly at the forefront of my mind. Ultimately, I decided serving in the armed forces would be the perfect continuation of what I have done in my life so far. The Coast Guard specifically specializes in humanitarian services, describing their mission as ensuring the safety, security, and stewardship of our nation's waters. Being a member of the Coast Guard will allow me to serve communities across the nation, saving lives and protecting against foreign and domestic threats. The Coast Guard mission perfectly aligns with what I want to do with my life, as I will be able to use my spiritual gifts to do good for others and spread the love of Jesus Christ. Ultimately, this is what creating a living sacrifice is. God graces us with our spiritual gifts to spread goodness and to spread hope. Living this way allows us to live in a relationship with God. By finding and using our spiritual gifts, we have the opportunity to experience full life in Christ. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Elliott Caine. I am attending the University of Kentucky next year and I'm honored to be able to talk today. Growing up with both of my parents involved in the church and my dad the pastor, I honestly always felt a bit uncomfortable. I assumed everyone had expected more from me or assumed things about my family and thought of me differently. But as I grew up, I started to see my unique connection to the church as a blessing. At our old church in Tennessee, I grew close with many of the kids my age and enjoyed attending VBS, Sunday school, church potlucks, and etc. One of my family's favorite stories is, on Sunday mornings, my older brothers were responsible for making sure I was up and ready for church, and then the three of us would walk together. Well, one Sunday, when I was about 5 years old, I was up and got myself all ready for church, including my mom's makeup. And my brothers were taking too long to get ready, so I said, whatever, and decided to walk myself over to church because I didn't want to miss the donuts before the service or a good seat with my friends. Well, many people saw me walk in by myself, my eyes almost black from my mom's eyeshadow, and of course, told my mom and dad, and my brothers and I had a stern talking to on how I needed to wait for them, and we needed to walk together. And of course, not to get into my mom's makeup. If I'm being honest, and if you couldn't tell by that story, at a younger age, I mainly saw church as a social and fun thing for me. I got to get all dressed up in dresses, get special treats, play games in Sunday school, and see all my friends each week. I had a great time. But as I got older and began to really understand what church really was, I learned to appreciate it more than just a social hour. It became a time for me to reflect on something other than my everyday life and to connect with God. Once moving to the Indian Hill Church, I joined right away in Sunday school, creating special ornaments at Christmas time and resurrection gardens for Easter. And yes, I still got to have my sweet treat, the coffee hour, and a time to be social with friends. I later joined in youth group and attended many fun activities and outings, from escape rooms to movie nights and even campouts in the grass. I met many friends and have many great memories. I don't think I would have been as involved as I was if it wasn't for my parents nudging me to attend events, but I am thankful to them for that. I feel like attending different church outings and being in youth group has helped me a lot when growing up. Church always felt like a safe space for me, and it allowed me to have an expanded community of friends and loved ones. As many of you may know, Miles and I became the indentured servants. We were involved in many VBSs, were confirmation mentors, and participated in many volunteer days, and even did our fair share of musicals. Was I happy about all of these things? No. But they have taught me a lot about myself and what I enjoy in learning what my own faith is. I definitely learned that acting wasn't my thing, but that acts of service was a great way for myself to get involved and help in the community. The various service days at church and volunteer opportunities gave me a way to give back to people and to see what they are experiencing. I also had the opportunity to attend 3 service trips in my time in youth group. I attended Mountaintop, which is located in an underprivileged area in Tennessee, participated in an urban plunge in downtown Cincinnati, and was part of the Remember service trip to the Lakota Reservation in South Dakota. Again, were these trips things I was very happy about at the time? No, not necessarily, but as I look back and reflect, I don't regret participating in them. They all taught me valuable lessons and important stories that I will remember for the rest of my life. I feel like these service trips were especially helpful for me going through high school, as I found myself caring too much about unimportant things like clothes, drama, parties, and what other people would think. On these trips, I learned to take a minute and reflect on my life compared to those I saw or helped on the trip. The experiences helped me to think about what is really important in life, now how I can better myself and help others in the future. I have learned many important lessons and had many important experiences growing up in the church, and I am forever grateful for that. I learned to connect the social aspect I had for church by joining in youth group and various other group outings. Am I a perfect Christian that goes to church every Sunday? No, but I've learned that that is okay. I've found how faith works for me and how I can connect that into my life. In college and beyond, I hope to continue volunteering and doing various acts of service, as I feel like that is very important for me. The Indian Hill Church has offered me with so many great opportunities and experiences to grow up with. I've made many friends and have many fond memories of growing up here. I've learned to embrace being a preacher's daughter, and I'm even thankful to my parents for sometimes making me attend church. Thank you.